Welcome back to Music Kingdom. In this video, I feel like pissing you off. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, my name is Francis. If you are a fellow nerd for music, such as myself, and you appreciate not just reactions but in-depth reviews and analysis of songs, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you'd like to support the work I put into these videos, you'll find various links in the description below. Okay, so before we give the song a listen, first let's briefly talk I Look Good by Genasis, which I assume is pronounced Genesis, just misspelled. Usually at this part of my videos, I do a sort of deep dive talking about either the song itself, the album, historical context, etc. Though to be honest, there really isn't that much out there about Genasis. However, from what I've been able to gather, he did get his start in the early 2010s, releasing a mixtape and doing some local shows, until Busta Rhymes himself noticed Genasis and signed him to his own record label. Ever since then, OT has released a number of mixtapes and singles, one of those singles actually making it to the charts and peaking at number 20. To my knowledge as well, and interestingly enough, Beyoncé once used one of his songs in her 2018 Coachella performance. And in addition to all of that, Genasis has appeared on songs by other artists as well, such as Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, T-Pain, Snoop Dogg, so on and so forth. Now, one of the aforementioned singles he made over the past 10 years was released in 2019, titled I Look Good, and it is the song I chose for this video. And that's pretty much it. Now, a couple quick disclaimers as well worth mentioning in my opinion. If you are new to the channel and I end up being mean to this song, it is not because I am anti-hip-hop. I actually love the genre of hip-hop. Nas, Common, Eminem, J. Cole, Biggie, Public Enemy, NWA, Kendrick Lamar, so on and so forth. I listen to all of it so long as it's good. So again, if I am mean to the song, it is not because of an anti-hip-hop bias, it would be because the song is bad. Just want to make that clear so I am not called a colonizer again. Now, to the rest of you who have been subscribed for a while, who know my music taste and are wondering why. Fair question. Truth be told, earlier today I was thinking about which song I wanted to review next on this channel, whether it be another metal song, maybe some Billy Joel, Electric Light Orchestra, and eventually I thought to myself, instead, what if I just did something so bad? So then I went to my library and began looking for songs I have that are just atrocious, and this one came to mind. Now, regarding how or why the song ultimately ended up in my library, I remember the how, but not the why. It was a little over a year ago and I was watching the 2022 NBA playoffs, big NBA guy, and an Apple Music commercial was playing this song, and I added it. Come to think of it, I might have been high, which would explain my ability to remember how and when I added the song, and my inability to remember why. Now, for what it's worth, since I already am being a little bit mean, let me just say, Genasis is infinitely more successful than you or I will probably ever be. So let's keep that in mind, it's all in good fun. Alright, with all that out of the way, it is finally time we give the song a listen, and just a heads up, even though the song is very short, I will still be briefly pausing at some point to share my thoughts, but ultimately to avoid playing the song in its entirety and risking any potential copyright headaches. Otherwise, as usual, be sure to stick around after the song for a music theory breakdown from our expert, and then we're going to divide the song into specific categories, grading them each, averaging them out, and arriving at an overall score.
I look real good today. 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 Jumping out that motherfucking Bentley. Rolling in a got some new Balenci's. Walking with a pocket full of Benjis. I'm a 10-piece. I look real good today.
It is a bit more fun than I remember.
Today. I look real good today. I look real good today. Dive in the pussy like scuba. Mommy look good, she from Cuba. All white like cocaine. Spend a lot of money on my chain.
Thoughts so far? Catchy. Inviting. My self-esteem has improved. I'll just save my thoughts for later.
Keep me a strap like Rambo. Bah! Drug hit my phone, that Fernando. I was trapping, cooking in a bando. Look at my face, classy mango. I look real good today. I look real good today. I look real good
I would
today.
listen to this like before
I
a
look
date.
real good today. Jumping out the motherfucking Bentley. Rolling in a gas and New Balencis. Walking with a pocket full of Benjis. Cash. I'm a 10-piece. I look real good today. I look real good today. I look real good today. I look real good today.
That's all, folks. Alrighty, initial thoughts before we go to the experts corner and before eventually grading the song. I do have many questions. Number one, how dare you? No, I mean, I do get it. It is a fun song. It clearly was not intended to be some masterpiece. Now, if I'm going to be less diplomatic, what I will say is, it is unfortunate. I think this is a somewhat fair example of the state of today's music industry. Obviously, is it all like this? Most certainly not. But compared to a lot of the music we do review on this channel, you can surely see the contrast. Clearly no inspiration or creativity or, I guess to some extent, artistry. Now, in fairness, is it somewhat limited because of its genre being hip-hop? Of course, but truth be told, I've heard absolute masterful artistic pieces of hip-hop as well. I guess I'll save my more specific critiques for when I'm breaking apart the song and giving it a score, because truth be told, I am kind of at a loss. So in the meantime, let's go to the experts corner for a music theory breakdown and to see how he grades the song's composition.
Welcome to the Experts Corner. This is I Look Good by Genasis, or Genasis. The spelling throws me off. But I am here to give it a composition score. This song is in the time signature of 4/4 and it's in the key of D minor. I'll just say it right up front, composition was not the point of this song. The composition is almost nil, it's a 3-chord loop. That doesn't mean there isn't anything good about it. Let me show you the chords we've got here. The 3-chord loop is D minor, B flat major, and A major. I look real good today. I look real good today. I guess I do. Overall, I still enjoy the song. I like the vibe of it. I'd probably listen to it if I'm feeling particularly confident. And if you had to pick 3 chords for a 3-chord loop, those aren't bad. They could have gone with so many more common progressions, and they went with something that's a little less commonly heard. However, I still have to remain very objective in giving it a score, so this one's gonna get a 3 out of 10 from me. Back to you, Francis.
A very special thank you to our expert for providing a music theory breakdown and giving the song's composition a very low, but expected, 3 out of 10. And now that I've had some time to gather my thoughts a bit more, let's break apart the song into 4 more categories, grading them each, averaging them out, and arriving at an overall score. Starting off with the category of production specifically, I'm inclined to give it an unfortunate 2 out of 10. In my subjective personal opinion, the production in this song, to an extent, is a war crime. In all honesty, I was inclined to give the production a 1 out of 10 simply because of that generic trap beat. It is literally everything I hate about modern hip-hop. Gone are the days of crafting your own original or creative beat. In my opinion, if elementary or middle schoolers with access to GarageBand can create something as good as this, if not better, which they can, I'm going to be disappointed. Now, in fairness, the reason I landed on a 2 instead of a 1 is because that melodic loop that plays is catchy, and I think it is somewhat redeeming. It'd be more welcome in a song that was otherwise produced better than this, but for what it is by itself, I'd probably give that a 3, and then of course the beat, as mentioned, a 1, average it out, 2 out of 10. Up next, we have the category of lyrics, which I will be giving a 1.5 out of 10. Now, the bonus 0.5 is because they are fun, and the hook is, you know, positive self-affirmation, I suppose. But otherwise, mommy look good, she from Cuba, all white like cocaine. Gang, I spend a lot of money on my chain. Keep me a strap like Rambo. Bah! Plug hit my phone, that Fernando. Moving on to our next category. Usually in other genres it would be vocals, but because of the genre being hip-hop, we are replacing that with flow. And in my opinion, the flow of the rap in this song, to an extent, is perhaps the most redeeming aspect or quality of this song, and because of that I will be giving it a 3 out of 10. Obviously, in the history of rap, if someone has the best flow, if they're spitting absolute flames, that's going to be an 8, a 9, or a 10. And then on the other end of it, I would say something like mumble rap, which thankfully this is not as bad as, would probably get a 1. So for this one, you know, you can kind of bop your head to it, and it does flow to an extent, of course, but if 5 is a mediocre or average flow, I would say this is below that. So I'm landing on the 3, and honestly, it does still feel a bit generous because of the that is not just a no-no in my opinion, that is sacrilege. Alright, arriving at our final category of originality, I will be giving this song's originality yet another 1.5 out of 10. I have reviewed some immensely original songs on this channel. Whether they are abstract, whether they are culturally or historically significant, whether they are creative or inspired, artistic, iconic, innovative, influential even. Originality can look like a lot of things. That's just kind of the umbrella word or term that I use. And with a song like this, whether we are taking into account the songwriting, whether we are taking into account the composition, the production, etc., in my opinion, there is just about nothing that is original whatsoever in this song. With a song that is just about head to toe as generic as it gets, that would, I assume, be the antithesis of originality. I think I'm giving the 0.5 in this one as well, probably to that melodic loop. I'll be honest, it's not like the song isn't catchy, but otherwise when articulating my assessment of this song's originality, I just do not think there's much more to say. So now if we add it all up, including the expert's composition score and average it out, I Look Good by OT Genasis. Shit. Genasis. Okay. Genesis. Genesis. So now if we add it all up, including the expert's composition score and average it out, I Look Good by OT Genasis gets a whopping, but frankly deserving, 2.2 out of 10. I would have to double check, but I am going to assume that is perhaps the lowest score we have given any song on this channel. Because quite honestly, I usually stick to the good stuff. Now, again, I do feel the need to say this is all in good fun. I am not out to get this dude. I do not want to be sued. But otherwise, let me know in the comments whether or not you agree. Am I batshit crazy? Am I right on the money? Am I somewhere in between? As well as perhaps what other bad songs you know of that you would like for this channel to review next. Once again, if you are a fellow nerd for music, such as myself, click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you'd like to support the work I put into these videos, you'll find various links in the description below. This has been another edition of Music Kingdom. Thank you so much for listening with me, and I'll look forward to jamming with you in the next one.